Now the circuit's used to meeting musicians, and we've met the coolest of cool bands, but tonight we're going to meet the coolest thing to come out of Sweden since ABBA.
I know for certain, but I don't know about you. And you know I think you're making mistakes from the past. Playing scenes we've already been through.
We Ghosts recorded their first album in 2006, 2 tracks from which inspired filmmakers to make a short film. Since then, their tracks have been featured in several major TV shows and films, and played on radio stations around the world. Now the duo are on tour in Sweden, the UK and the US. So we're here at Mr Wolfe's in Bristol to grab a quick pre-gig chat. Guys, welcome to Bristol.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, thank you.
You've got gigs all over the place at the moment, haven't you? This is a pretty big tour for you guys.
Yeah, it's been quite busy actually. We've been in London a lot doing things. We were in Brick Lane doing this place called the Vibe Bar, which is really nice. And we've been doing another few venues around in London, and we've been to up in Beverley in Hull doing one. So it's been a pretty hectic weekend this weekend, but it's been good.
We were playing in Oxford and Henley before that, but we're based in Sweden, and we're going to be doing a really intense burst of gigs there this summer also, in connection with the release of our new EP, No Time for Goodbye.
No plug there at all.
No, I thought that was really nice.
Just the facts.
I must say that I love the new track, but you're quite excited about it too, aren't you?
Well, it's the first one that we've sort of completely done most of it ourselves with the production.
Completely done most
of it ourselves. Yeah, no, but the sort of recording and the production has been us. And I've learned to do mixing and mastering through the help of this fantastic guy called Rat. Or he's not Rat, but he likes to be called Rat for some reason. I don't know why. But he's a genius anyway. And so I'm very, very pleased with it. And No Time for Goodbye, which is the title track, we wrote about a year ago, I think, something like that.
I think we did, yeah, about a year ago.
And we didn't sort of know what it was going to be like, if it was going to, you know, you never know if it's going to be successful or not. But we had it up on this site called Lemon Rock, and it was voted to be MP3 of the week. So we thought, well, you know, we better try to release it. So we did, and it's I'm very pleased with it.
This is no time. This is no time for goodbye.
We call it Acoustica, actually, and I'm sure we're not the first people to do so, but we wanted it to be like very, because we love Nick Drake and all this sort of finger-picking, very, very acoustic thing. But still, we wanted to do something slightly different with it, so we have some electronic sort of jiggery-pokery trickery. So I thought Acoustica is a quite nice way of describing it, really.
You'd hold me for a lifetime.
However you describe it, We Ghosts are much more than just another pop group, and all their tracks have a wonderfully crafted feel with a style best described as eerie. And that, at least in part, is down to Jen's incredible versatility. This is one artiste who is as much at home with pop as she is with jazz, and that takes talent.
It doesn't matter what I do, it always sounds a bit freaky. So I don't know, but I mean, I suppose maybe we were inspired by the name that we picked, you know, and that sort of.
When you have a name like We Ghosts,
you have to be
a bit eerie.
If you can, and it gives you a lot of freedom, and I like that. I like to sort of find a new sound if you can, you know.
But somehow the bullets never cease to fly. Shed no tears for me, wipe them all away.
So the style aptly fits the name, but how do you come up with a name like We Ghosts?
So when we first got together, it was really going to be Jen's solo project with me writing and being the sort of, you know, shadowy guy in the back that played the guitar. But then Jen didn't like her own name, and
that sounded really weird. Yeah.
not as an artist's name. It
No.
sounded too much like somebody who won Big Brother and had done a single or something. And then we were just sort of, well, what can we call ourselves then? And we thought, well, let's go through the songs. Is there a song that We Ghosts? Voila. And then, of course, you know, the eerie style of production, which suits that so well, just clicked in sort of nicely with that, really.
That's right. Yeah. And you do remember it once you've heard it, you know, if you get your head around it.
Sometimes I feel that I have seen.
And that's not difficult. In fact, there's a warm, familiar style to many of their tracks, which is probably why the duo are so heavily booked on tour. But with so little time to spare, what can we expect to see from We Ghosts next?
We're working on a full-length album, our second full-length album, which is going to be called Things That Go Bump in the Night. Probably back in the UK after September, I guess early in 2009, I suppose.
We try to make it over here like every third month.
Every third or fourth month we'd come over to do a few gigs. So honestly, after the kind of weight of work that we're going to be doing in Sweden and that we've already done here in the UK, a nice rest, I think, is what might well be for us next.
Yeah.
Of course, all of these tracks are now available on iTunes and other selected internet stores, and you can find out where to catch up with We Ghosts live by visiting their MySpace page at www.myspace.com/We Ghosts. But just be aware that they might not always be advertised correctly on the programme, especially if there's a language barrier.
Sometimes I feel that I have seen it all. I've seen it all.
We've been billed as all kinds of things with people who don't, you know, can't really get our name right. I think we were called We Goats in one gig.
They have big trouble spelling it in Sweden. And one gig, early gig, we were actually
We Goats
in the paper as We Goats. That's not what you want, is it?
No.
No.